All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. Thank you so much for being on the call tonight. This is Krystal Pearl, and we have Pam Hadler on the line. And we're super excited. We're in week 5 already of our Dashing to Diamond group. And so this week, what we're going to be talking about is how to introduce It Works into different businesses. So it's an exciting call. I know it's something that we get asked about a lot, and I think both myself and Pam, you're probably the same, that people tend to ask us even more than the average Joe because we both started with the products in our businesses, and that's kind of how we got introduced to It Works. So I'm excited to tell you a little bit more about that. So I'm going to be talking more about the salon side of it, touching base a little bit more on the gym side of it as well. And then Pam is going to take over and talk about introducing it to chiropractic offices. So first and foremost, when you're looking at going in and talking to a business, I think one of the most important things is make sure that you're dressing for success. It's really important because you want to feel confident when you get in there. So if you're having a day where you just don't feel like you're looking that good, or you just aren't feeling up to it, probably not the best day to walk into a business, because you do want to have that extra boost of confidence on those days that you're going in. Days that you're going in to talk to a salon especially, make sure that you have your hair done, your makeup done, just that you look nice. You don't have to be to the nines by any means, but just run a brush through your hair that day. And I always say we can definitely wear our colors, but you also don't want to scare people. So represent, wear your green and your black and your bling, but probably leave the glittery boa and the green crown at home. Just not a great idea for presenting to businesses. So it's fun when we're at conference and that kind of stuff, but just, kind of use your common sense with it. What I think the best way to introduce the wraps to a salon is just to start by blitzing. With a lot of salons, they're going to be really busy, and the chance of you getting a manager or the owner by walking in and blitzing is pretty slim to none. But what you can do, and what I've liked to do in the past, is I will take my blitz cards and I will go in and I'll just talk to the receptionist and I'll say, hey, have you guys heard of this wrap? Have you heard of the Ultimate Body Applicator? Usually they'll say no. And so I'll just say at that point, can I leave you guys with a couple coupons and see if it's something that you may be interested in learning a little bit more about. Usually they're totally open to that. Sometimes they'll even let you leave them on their counter for their clients. But a lot of times, they'll take them just for the staff. If it is something where they seem, the front desk person's going to be kind of the gatekeeper. So if the front desk person is kind of, asking you questions and, she seems really excited, then maybe say, hey, by chance, is your owner or manager available? I would love to wrap one of them for free if they have a second that I can just tell them what this is all about. So that's a great time to, if they do have time, you can wrap them on the spot or wrap one of their staff members or employees, whatever it may be. But if they don't have time, just drop off the information and just say, hey, would it be okay if I follow up with you in a couple of days? And usually they're totally open to that. So that's the best way to do it. You want to be respectful of their time. So you don't want to sit there and just take them away, because usually they're going to be with a client, or they're going to have, like me, I'm in the salon, a lot of times it's like if I have 5 minutes open, I'm running in the back to scarf down some food really quick, because schedules are just booked really tight in the salon. It's all about getting as many people in as possible as you can in a day. So just set up a time to maybe meet with them on a different occasion to get the wrap on them. And I always offer to wrap the owner or the manager for free. If they're not interested in being wrapped for free, then I'll ask if they would mind if I wrapped one of their staff members for free. Two things are going to happen. Even if the salon's not interested in necessarily coming on to sell this product, it's generally going to be a salon full of women that work there and a salon full of people who are there. So don't be afraid to talk loud, first of all, when you're kind of bringing the products in, so that other people can kind of hear what you're talking about. And also, if, even worst case scenario, if the salon, and not even worst case scenario most of the time, but even if the salon necessarily isn't interested in bringing the product on, just getting that one wrap on one of the stylists is huge, because if she's had great results and she loves it, she's going to tell everybody about it, and that's going to bring you more business by getting more wraps on people in that salon. So that's how I like to introduce the product. Other than that, when I am talking to a salon owner or a stylist about why this is such a great product for in the salon, I'm always talking about how it's just kind of a really easy product. Pam was in Chicago. She was always saying it's a no-brainer, and that's just it. It's a no-brainer in the salon because it's a 5-minute add-on service. It's going to take them less than 5 minutes to take this wrap out, pop it on their client, and then they're just going to wear it underneath their clothes, and they're going to go back, they're going to sit down, and they're going to have their hair service. So, usually in the salon, stylists are going to be charging anywhere from $35 to $45 for a wrap appointment add-on. So that in a 5-minute period is crazy to charge. Most stylists are going to be charging $40 to $45 for a haircut, which is a 45-minute service. So when you're telling them that they can make $35 to $45 by popping this wrap on somebody in 5 minutes, they're going to listen to that. With that, I always like to tell people, too, it's great because then it's giving us as stylists a chance to give our clients a spa-type service while they're getting their hair done. Or if you have nail techs in the salon, while they're getting their nails done, they can easily be putting a wrap on a different area. Same with estheticians, if they're doing a brow wax or a facial or whatever, they can easily pop this wrap on somebody while they're getting other services done. So real easy. It's not going to take any extra time. You don't need a wet room, which is huge, to apply our wraps, and everything you need is going to fit in a little bag. You're going to have your wraps, your saran wrap, your tape measure, and a Sharpie, and, that's about it. So once you show them, how they don't need extra equipment to do this, they don't really need an extra room. In my salon, I always used a bathroom because we weren't a spa, so we didn't have an extra room. So I would just pop back in the bathroom and quick pop it on whoever I was wrapping, and then I would take them back and finish their hair service. So really, really easy to do. Another thing that I like to talk a lot about to stylists about is that with being in a salon, it's such a physical job, and I kind of experienced this on my own. When I was pregnant with my daughters, I got put on bed rest at 25 weeks, and so I wasn't able to work. And so when I actually started really going with this business was when I saw the potential for residual income. Because with being a stylist or a massage therapist, anything that has to do in this industry, it's physical. If you break your wrist or break your ankle or whatever, if you hurt your body, a lot of times you're not able to work, and we don't get a lot of disabilities and different things like that. Being stylists, they just don't offer really great insurance type programs to stylists generally. So that was my goal starting off, is I just wanted to make as much as I make in a month in the salon, and I was going to be ecstatic about that because it would kind of give me that little insurance plan in case something ever did happen. I wouldn't have to necessarily worry about not being able to work because I hurt myself. Also for stylists, generally we retire a little bit younger because it is physical, especially people who are working full-time, 40 to 42 hours a week on their feet that entire time. It's just not realistic for them to work, into their 60s sometimes. There's a lot of things with carpal tunnel, different things like that. So again, just a great plan B, and that's how I usually would start talking to people about it. When you are presenting it to a salon, they might not be interested in the building aspect of it right away, and that's okay. Don't be too pushy about them building their business, because that, for me, I know when I started, that was something that I didn't really understand, and I didn't have any intention on doing anything with the business side of it. I just wanted it to be an add-on service. So I think start talking about the add-on service, get them in the door, and then once they're in the door, just kind of bring up, hey, by the way, just so you know, there's a great opportunity to build this business, and maybe you'd be interested in doing wrap parties, on your days off or different things like that. So if they don't seem super interested in the building part of it right away, not a huge deal. A lot of times they will get there. So just a couple of things to think about. Trying to think, what else with salons? I guess those are kind of my big key tips when it comes to the salons, and we'll open up for questions at the end. So if anybody is interested in or has another question, just let me know. But typically I would say most salons, what they're going to be interested in shelving is the wraps, probably the defining gel, and maybe the fat fighters and the greens. Other than that, shelving the whole supplement line, they're probably not going to be interested in, just because a lot of times they have a lot of inventory as it is with hair products and skin products. And also the facials, obviously. But, so it's a great opportunity that they can kind of set some of these products out, and they can still offer them at the loyal customer deal if they have clients that are interested in ordering some of the supplemental line. Other than that, just real quick, when you're introducing the products to gyms, what I wanted to touch base on is it's going to be very similar. I think the best way to get into a business is just to blitz. Ask if you can drop off a little information, and then try to talk to a manager or an owner, or get their contact information and ask if you can simply just send them some information. Don't take up a lot of their time. Just see if you can send them information. Now, if they start talking to you and they are asking you lots of questions, definitely feel free to kind of stick back and chat with them if they do have time. But just first and foremost, be respectful of their time. When you're talking to gyms, I think one of the best things to talk to gyms about or personal trainers about is how this product can really help with loose skin. I try to gear away from talking about shrinking, or, we're not supposed to say inch loss anymore, but definitely about talking about inch loss or weight loss with the product, because a lot of gyms and personal trainers are taught to believe that you cannot spot treat. They're just very, very keen on that. They've made up their mind you cannot spot treat. So I think it's better to talk to them about, hey, this is a great product that will help your clients to tighten their skin up and give them the motivation to keep working. So if you have somebody with a lot of weight loss that has loose skin, or someone who's had gastric bypass, or a lot of new moms, I mean, that was me with my twins. I had so much loose skin on my stomach after I had my daughters. So a lot of times I'll share my testimony about that, and I'll show them my personal before and after pictures with my skin. That's a great way to kind of get them going, because that's going to make them excited. Also, I think the greens are amazing, the ProFit, so, more gearing towards things like that. But definitely if you're talking to the wrap or about the wraps, I wouldn't necessarily go in and say, oh my gosh, these people are shrinking and da-da-da-da-da in 45 minutes, and just because they're taught not to believe that kind of thing. So best thing to tell them about loose skin, and first and foremost, try to get the wrap on them, because that's what's going to make them a believer, is just getting the product on them. Take a before and after picture, because a lot of times, especially if it's like a personal trainer or anything like that, they're going to be in the gym a lot, so they're probably going to be working out a lot. And we have a lot of great before and after pictures of people who necessarily weren't looking to lose. They wanted more definition in their muscles and to show their muscles off. So if I was going to a gym, I would bring more pictures like that, along with the loose skin and different things like that. So you just kind of want to gear it towards who your market is, who you're really talking to. Other than that, Pam, do you want to talk a little bit about introducing it to chiropractic offices?
Sure. Okay, so same thing as when you're visiting a salon, when you're walking into a chiropractic office, you definitely want to look professional as well. The, glittery whatever and the green bowl and stuff isn't going to fly there. So make sure you're dressed professional. Unlike the salons and the gyms, I would actually not recommend blitzing a chiropractic office. I would actually try to set an appointment. You could possibly go in and blitz, I guess, with the front desk staff, but I would not expect to talk to the doctor at all. So if you want to meet with the doctor, definitely you're going to want to make an appointment. I'll tell you the best person for you to make friends with in the office is going to be that front desk staff, because they're most likely the person that's really running the show, and if they get excited about something, they're going to show their excitement and share it with their doctor. And so kind of making friends with them is good. When you go visit a chiropractor, you definitely want to be armed with knowledge. The average chiropractor isn't going to be concerned about loose skin and how you look and those kinds of things. They are concerned with the health benefits. And so definitely you're going to want to listen to that Dr. Don call that he was on with Pam Sutter a few weeks ago on the Show Me the Money call, talking about the wraps. This is the one time, or one of the times I would recommend also, like if you hear Mike Patillo talk, he'll say, when somebody says, how does it work? All you say is, I don't know. That's not going to fly here. These people are super analytical. They want to know how it works and what happens. So make sure that you've armed yourself with knowledge, that you've got the active ingredients in the wrap with its known effects, that you can go in with that information. You're going to want to definitely explain to the doctor that it's not something that they have to do in their office, that it's something their front desk staff can do, their massage therapist can do, if they have a trainer in there, anybody else can do it. It's as simple as that. They can have it be an add-on service with their massage therapist and turn it into a skinny massage and whatnot. So one of the things that I really like to hit on is that, you know, we are big into lifestyle, and lifestyle is really going to make a change, which of course it is. These products are going to help with that, but at the end of the day, if you're using the products and you're not making lifestyle changes, it's not going to be as effective. So one thing that I always remind people of is that, yeah, lifestyle is important, but at the end of the day, when we feel better about ourselves, because we're seeing some changes and results, we're going to tend to make better lifestyle choices. And that is a huge thing, too, and then that person's going to get the health benefits out of it, whether they know it or not. Definitely when you're visiting the doctor, you're going to want to comp the wrap. You're not going to want to charge them for it. So that's something to think about, too. Most docs probably are going to want to start off just wanting to carry them in their office and retail them. That's certainly how I started. That's how a lot of chiropractors that I have on my team started. But we're also business people, and we're also looking for other revenues of income. And showing them the potential of what could come is going to be great. Most docs are going to get that. So that's something you can talk about too. Share with them how they can actually have rep parties in their office. So instead of having a healthcare class, they can have, you know, a rep party and talk health and wellness that way. Share the little customer opportunity. I did a wrap, the first wrap party I did in my office. I did it in 2 days, and I had 10 people that showed up. That's the most amount of people I've ever had to wear like little classes or anything. So people are excited, and they're probably there to do vanity reasons, but I just decided for whatever reason they're doing it, at the end of the day they're getting health benefits, and that was important to me. So you're going to definitely want to check with your state. There are some states where chiropractors can't do multi-level marketing. Wisconsin is one of those. So if you're trying to get into a chiropractor's office in a state like that, you're definitely going to have to work it through the front desk staff. There's a lot of docs out there, if they're male, that their wife works with them in the office. That's a great way to do it. And it's also a great way to get the staff on board, too. I've got a newer office that's on my team up in Fridley, and they're rocking it. You know, they're both the doctors signed up, and then most of the staff, a good chunk of them, and then they all work together because one person's success is everybody's success. So that's why I say if you can get that front desk assistant on board and excited, that's going to be really helpful too. So I'm sure I missed something. Sorry, Krystal, I just can't think of it at the moment. So that would
No,
be
you're fine. I do have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you, when you said that, like how Mike says, I don't know how the wrap works, what do you personally say to somebody, without, I'm sure you go into a ton of detail maybe, but if you had a doctor who said, how does this product work, what's your response to people?
My response is non-compliant. So I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with, I don't put this in print, but this is what I say because this is what's happening. So I say that the wrap works by a process of lipolysis, which is just a fancy word for the breakdown of fat cells. So when and your fat cells are what hangs on to toxins. So when you're able to lyse or break those fat cells down, you're releasing those toxins, thus the site-specific detox that comes with it, non-compliant. And the side effect is typically the inch loss that goes with it, also non-compliant. It's going to, then I'll go into tone, tighten, and firm. Oh, and one of the other things, too, did that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. One of the other things, too, is that the wraps actually have a beautiful anti-inflammatory effect. And although you can't promote that it's going to help with any ailments or anything, what we're finding is that by using the wraps on people specifically with like chronic issues like arthritis, I have a guy who's got a chronic herniated disc, herniated disc from years and years ago and his neck and chronic pain, to things like plantar fasciitis or a sprained ankle, or they work beautifully along with the defining gel runners for a post-run recovery of those muscles of the hamstrings and the calf. The anti-inflammatory benefits are pretty amazing. So that's another thing that you can target and let them know about too.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, with that, I think that's what we had for you guys for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and give you your homework, and then I'll open it up to questions if you guys have questions for either of us. So your homework for this week, what we'd like you guys to do is to step out of your comfort zone. This is going to be a hard one for a lot of you, but we want you guys to contact 2 businesses about It Works. So whether you are going out blitzing and you're going to stop in a salon, or you're going to call a chiropractic office and try to get a hold of the doctor, or, blitz and maybe just drop off some coupons for that front desk, start building a relationship with that front desk person, whatever it may be, contact 2 different businesses and email us with how it went, what went good, maybe what went bad, what you struggled with, and we'll try to help to coach you to help it become a little bit easier. And it's something that a lot of people are afraid to do at first, is to start contacting businesses or blitz different businesses. But it's like anything else, after you do it and the first couple times you do it, it just gets easier and easier and easier. So that is your homework for the week. We'll post it on the page. I'm going to try to find that Dr. Don call that Pam was talking about as well. I know it was from a couple weeks ago. What was that, probably a month ago, Pam?
Yeah, I would guess. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to try to find that for you guys so you guys can listen to that as well again. But other than that, is there any questions that anybody has?
I had one.
Yeah, go ahead. Who is this?
This is Lorelei.
Hi.
When you go to a gym or chiropractic office, do you bring the same materials that you bring to the salon?
For me, I would not. If I was going to a salon, I'm going to be bringing the salon proposal, how it's easy, how they don't need a wet room to do it, so it's going to be more geared towards the salon and spa.
Right.
And if, you're going to a chiropractic office, you're probably going to bring different materials.
Yeah, and I have a chiropractic proposal packet that I bring that encompasses more the health care provider. So definitely I would bring different materials.
I have yours,
What's that?
Sam. I'm all about it. I forgot I had that. I do have that.
Yep.
I haven't used it yet, but I have that.
Yep, so definitely I would probably say, and probably, a gym, I don't think I've really seen anything out there geared towards just a gym in general, but I would probably say the biggest thing with them is you're going to want to bring your ingredient list and, the ingredients on the Profit and the greens and different things like that for them to look at.
That Lori made?
What was that? I'm sorry,
What's
you're cutting out.
Would the retail packet work that Lori made?
The what? I'm sorry, the what packet?
It's retail. It's just a retail packet. It doesn't say salon or anything. It just talks about how much you would charge for the wrap as a retailer.
Well, that can be part of it, but there should be more to it than that. So there's a salon pack and like a chiropractic pack.
Right.
And they both have the retail stuff in it because it's good. You want to show how it can be a profit center. But if you just go into an office and all you have is something that shows profit, that's not enough. You need more about the product.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I have a question for Pam. This is Kristen Denton.
Hi.
Just a question on the chiropractor office as far as what I've been told, and I don't know if it's correct or not, they can't, I'm in Wisconsin, and they said that they can't sell in the chiropractor office, but if a client were to come up to them and ask them about it, then they could sell and talk about the products. Is that?
You'll have to check on state regulations, but what I have been told by different, I know a lot of chiropractors in Wisconsin, is that in no way, shape, or form can your EIN or your social security number be attached to any multi-level marketing.
Okay. And that's kind of what I have been hearing too.
Yep. So that's why what I would suggest is either, say if it's a male office and the wife works there, the wife could sign up as a distributor. Or I've got several offices where I know the chiropractic assistants have signed up as the distributors.
Okay, awesome. That makes sense. Yep. I'm working on my chiropractor's wife right now. She just bought a box of wraps, so hopefully it'll go over that well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
Real quick, Pam, where would I find out for Texas? Who would I contact to find out the regulations for chiropractic offices?
You could, I would not call the state board, but you can go on Google, South Dakota Board of Chiropractic Examiners, and you can read the regulations there. Everything's available online.
Okay.
The nearby states that I'm pretty sure that's true of are Wisconsin is very strict on it, and I know there are some, something in South Dakota, some restrictions in South Dakota, but I don't think they're as strict as Wisconsin.
I'm in Texas.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Yeah,
you could maybe call, Parker Chiropractic College is there. You might call them and just ask them if they know. I just wouldn't call the board because I think it's going to automatically put a target on you. But you can look up online the board, all of the regulations and stuff, and there will be a section of it if it's restricted.
Okay, great.
Yep.
All right, anything else, guys? Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and close the call. Thank you for being on tonight. We'll get your homework posted, and have a good rest of the week. We'll talk to you next Monday. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Bye.